Night cold, couple of kids mooching about. Gwen huddled against the cold, miserable, not in uniform, not even sure what she's looking for, feeling like an idiot. But on high, the CCTV's still monitoring her. Gwen idly watches a pizza bike, Jubilee Pizza, a good distance away, delivering. Gwen thinks, and then an idea. Scene 30, Jubilee Pizza, Gwen heads in. Scene 31, there's the pizza lad on duty.
Excuse me, Gwen Cooper, CID. I'm making some inquiries around the bay and I need to check out some people on your list, if that's okay. I don't suppose you deliver to a Captain Jack Harkness?
Oh, I don't know.
Well, could you have a look?
No. He's not a regular anyway.
J Harkness or just Harkness?
No. What is it then? Drugs?
I'm not allowed to say. Look, how far does that list go back?
Dunno, about 6 months.
There's no Harkness Jack or Jack Harkness, just one word?
No.
OK, never mind. Thanks anyway. I don't suppose you've got a Torchwood?
Oh, aye. We do them all the time. They're good customers.
All right. Torchwood, excellent. What's their address?
Oh, just along the bay, down the front, #1, Butler's Wharf.
Well, there we are then.
Is that it?
No, I'll have a pizza. American feast. 2 American feasts, large.
Scene 32, front of the bay, Gwen with her 2 American feasts, large, walking along, and there's just a shop, like a shop front with no name, just blank. But she walks in. Scene 33, she walks into a tiny space with a receptionist sitting there, Yanto Jones.
Hiya. Sorry I'm late. Someone ordered pizza.
Who's it for?
I think it was Mr. Harkness.
Hold on.
Jack, you order pizza?
Yeah, yes I did.
Don't keep on waiting.
The whole idea and Russell's whole sort of vision for that first episode is that you follow someone who is one of us, who is so ordinary, so normal, who is Gwen, and she discovers this entire new world. And the idea is that how would you feel if you actually discovered the Batcave? How would you feel if you actually found yourself on Jurassic Park? How would you feel if suddenly you walked underneath Millennium Square and found this huge underground complex that you knew nothing about? And it's that sense of joy and wonder and fear and excitement and terror of going, there is a whole world I knew nothing about, and here are these people who look ordinary who actually populate it. And she will walk in and look around and see this whole new world.
It's big, that scene. I mean, in many ways, it's an ordinary scene of a woman walking through a door, but actually that door is like going into Narnia or going into Tom's Midnight Garden. It's actually when the drama changes. Up till that point, it's been a police procedural show with an element of mystery and darkness, but she walks into that hub, and I love the music there because I think it's quite magical music. It's very Danny Elfman, actually. There's a fantasy element to it. She walks into a different world, a new world, a world in which she will become a different person.
Gwen's first entrance into the hub, what's fantastic about that is for a start, actually the sense of geography in that scene, that actually you start in reception and actually then go into this very dark corridor, and then the sense of going down, of being in the lift, and what it does brilliantly is sets up the building and the geography of Torchwood.
In the distance, set aside, Captain Jack Harkness at his desk, but they all stay working, ignoring her. Gwen walks across the space. She can't help staring at one thing as she passes, a severed hand in a glass tube, suspended in gently bubbling liquid. But she keeps going.
What's great about that scene is it introduces us to all the team in pictures. So you see them, it's one of Russell's many brilliant techniques, but actually it all happens in images. And you see people before you hear them talk. So you see Susie doing the welding, you see Owen and Toshiko at the computers, you see Jack in his office. Nobody says anything. You get the pictures of them first, and they're absolutely seared on your mind and seared on Gwen's mind.
Then Owen laughs, he stifles it, keeps working, dances to Toshiko. Toshiko hides it, aware of this, and Gwen aware of this, and they're laughing at her. Then Owen is really laughing.
I can't do this. I'm rubbish. I'm sorry. I give up.
He set me off. Well, that lasted 0.2 seconds.
She's actually carrying pizza.
Come on. She was going to say, here's your pizza, and I was going to say, how much? And she says, oh, whatever, 20 quid. And I say, ooh, I don't have any money. I was working on a punchline had I got there.
But it would have been good.
There's your pizza. I think I better go.
We've gone past that stage.
You must have been freezing out there. How long are you walking round? 3 hours?
You could see me.
And before we go any further, who the hell orders pizza under the name of Torchwood?
Yeah, that'd be me.
I know, I'm a twat.
That man at the hospital, that porter, what happened to him? That was real, wasn't it? He was attacked.
There was nothing we could do. He's dead.
But there's no one gone missing.
We took the body, retrospectively changed the work rota, planted a false witness who saw him leaving the hospital, sent a few texts from his mobile, family, friends, work, giving him an alibi for the next 48 hours so that when his body's pulled out of the docks next Tuesday night, he's only been missing for 3 days. All by dog.
How did you get from the dog to the water?
It's work in progress.
He was murdered?
Yeah,
And you covered it up?
that's my job.
And that other man, John Tucker, last night in the alleyway, I saw you.
And what did you see?
You revived him.
No. What did you see?
You resuscitated him.
No. What did you see?
You brought him back to life.
Yeah.
Who are you?
Torchwood.
What's Torchwood?
This is Torchwood.
All around you.
For that scene to work, I think what you need is the hub to be the most extraordinary space that you've seen on television. And I think the design is extraordinary because the detail, I mean, if you walk on there and just have a look round, you can pick anything up and it looks like it's working, and everything feels it's a complete 360-degree space. And then on screen that's enhanced by the terrific CGI design that blends absolutely beautifully.
This place is huge, and we have, I think, an agreement now, a 3D ceiling being designed.
Hold on, I know that, yeah.
There's a tiny hesitation in that, yeah.
I know that,
I think it should be vast, shouldn't it? Let's go up, we should see gantries, pipes coming out of the walls.
It should be in between big and vast. I think it should be vast.
The actual hub set is a very tall set. It's about 3 stories high, but obviously we can't build a roof like that. So we've got a 360-degree CGI roof, which means you can see it from any angle. So that is a very obvious place in Torchwood to show that off.
The brief was really a lot of practical lights all around the hub so that it is a practical, working, living environment for the team, but it also has that kind of not that we ever use this phrase, but there is the sense of Alice in Wonderland, really, with that first point where Gwen enters, but also always when we're in there. It's a living, breathing, developing space.
From a lighting point of view, it can be a lot much darker program. Still beautiful. I mean, it's still got to look very beautiful with all the practical light elements, and you're still creating beautiful imagery. But you can be a lot darker with it, and of course, you can play a bit more with the horror side of things, and make things feel much more uncomfortable.
There's a lot of elements to the hub that we wanted to have an age. It's been there for a long time. We wanted our designer wanted to connect it to the water part of the bay. There's always water dripping. There's the water tower that was a central feature of it, and just to feel lived in. And I didn't want a shiny, flashy base. Just wanted somewhere old and lived in. And out of all the stuff we've ever done on Torchwood and Doctor Who, I think more work went into the hub than anything. And endless conversations about. We talked about that place, and Ed designed it for months. We had so many meetings.
Mark, do you want to just talk a little bit about your lighting feel for the hub?
Fee?
It's your lighting fee. Would you like to talk about your lighting fee on camera?
The whole thing is basically pools of light and dark. It's the whole thing about them. The secrecy of the whole unit, and when they go into this place, they kind of work on the edge of, in darkness, in semi-lit light. So we've got their desks, which are lit where they work. In between that, you've got spaces of darkness, and what we've erected in the ceiling is suggestions of several pools of light that pick out a little bit of the water as it's flowing, and just little spaces. So when they walk across the main space, they go in and out of that light, and the rest of it goes into darkness. So there's always that kind of contrast, and things go off into nothing, and you see practicals in the background.
Yes.
Beautiful, not dark.
Beautiful, yes, I was going to say, my only thought is don't get too dark.
What is Torchwood? Who are you? What is this place? Ah! What was that?
Pterodactyl.
Every time you film on a new set, whatever the production, there are always pitfalls, problems, troubles that you never anticipated. Just putting a camera somewhere and then surrounding it by a crew and then trying to get the actors to move around furniture that they're not used to, and they have to look like they've been living here, working. You know, you put an actor into a house set and you have to pretend that that actor's been living there for X years, and when you have lived somewhere for X years, you know where everything is and you know you're not going to bump into stuff, and then you put an actor into a set that they've never seen before and go, pretend you've lived here for 2 years and don't knock anything over. And then you move everything, because then you have to get the camera in, you have to get the sound team in, and all those kind of things. And the studio we're in is still being soundproof, so we had a few problems on the first day of just hearing noises off all the time. So we've put silence signs everywhere to stop people from talking.
Okay, so the artist can step out for 10 minutes, guys, while we turn around. Thank you.
Every time, every day, we come into a new set and the camera team and the director and the actors are going, oh, actually, we need to maybe just shift this over here, or put a camera trap over there, or do something a bit different. So it hasn't been as easy as we'd all like when you walk into a studio, but those are hopefully all the teething problems out of the way, and the next blocks will learn from that and we'll be fine.
It's the best set I've ever been on. And look at it, it's just, you know, it is breathtaking. This afternoon we're shooting the scene in episode 1 where Gwen arrives. She's come down in the lift and she's going to walk in down here. And this is where she meets the team for the first time. And she's very intimidated by it all, as you can see by the space, because this exists underneath Millennium Square. And we are some 30 or 40 feet below deck here, so she's obviously overwhelmed by it, by the scale. So actually very difficult for Eve more than anybody else, because she has to just play that fear, awkwardness, intimidation, but she's very, very good at it.
I'm trying to leave it as close to the actual scene of seeing the hub for the first time and engaging with it and actually being truthful about that moment and enjoying it and seeing what I can do with it. But everybody who's been, you know, in there and seen it and said it's absolutely extraordinary and quite a scene to behold.
Okay, Tosh, finish that calibration tomorrow morning. Owen, first thing, get a hold of Chandler and Bell, because I think they're lying. Yanto, if he needs backup, then you better be on standby. Susie, I know it's a pain in the ass, but I need the costing on the glove research. And as for you, you're coming with me.
We're going for a drink. This way.
The elevator area, there's a set of ordinary paving stones on the floor, surrounded by pistons and hydraulics. Jack strolls up with Gwen following.
I'm getting tired of following you.
No, you're not. And you never will. Now stand on here, come on. Next to me. You came in through the front door, now let's take the scenic route.
Presses a button on his leather strap control device. Above, the roof slides open. Gwen stares up as with the hydraulic paving stones lift up. Jack and Gwen rise up on a metal platform. Gwen looks down with the hub below her, and the metal platform reaches the hole in the roof. Cut to outside Millennium Square. By the water tower, there's now a hole in the floor through which Gwen and Jack rise on their hydraulic platform when it comes to a halt.
But they can see the lift. Why aren't they? I mean, we're right out in the open. Why can't they see everything?
Do they look like they can see us?
No, but look at us. We couldn't be any more public.
Hello? Hello? Hello, you there, hello? Hey, you there, hello? It's called a perception filter. He can sort of see us, but we don't quite register. Just like something in the corner of your eye. It only works on this exact spot. Step off. Hi. Nice night.
And, Lo, we are perceived.
How does it work?
No idea. We know how to use it, not how it happens. If I guess I'd say that there was a dimensionally transcendental chameleon circuit placed right on this spot, which welded its perception properties to its spatio-temporal rift. Thanks, Russell. but that sounds kind of ridiculous.
Invisible lift has got more of a ring to it, don't you think?
But hold on, if no one can see it when the lift's coming up, there's a bloody big hole in the floor. Don't people fall in?
That is so Welsh.
What is?
I show you something fantastic. You find fault.